Yeah. Aaron, right on the money, bro. Yeah. Run it back, Philly. My name is DJ Eastwood. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros. Do me a favor, throw me back into the YouTube algorithm by smashing the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're brand new. We talk Philadelphia sports here almost every single day. All right, so the Sixers lose to the Charlotte Hornets 109-98. Not exactly what we were looking for tonight. I thought we would stand a better chance to get to this team because they don't have anybody to stop Joel Embiid. But what they did that I didn't anticipate was run a zone defense most of the game. And the zone defense for this Philadelphia 76ers team will be the kryptonite. It doesn't matter how good Joel Embiid is. It'll just take you out of your element because guess what? How do you beat a zone defense? Shooting. How do you beat a zone defense? Ball handling, penetration, and shooting. Creativity from the perimeter, which this team has severely lacked for a long time. I thought we were getting that from Tyrese Maxey in the first quarter. Even his deep ball, he hit 2 threes in the first quarter. I think he had 8 in the first quarter and finished the game with 10. He was rolling in the first, man. He had a really nice step back 3 from the top of the key. And then he just kind of faded away, fell off. He looked passive a lot in certain situations. I think when they run that zone, man, it's like who's going to step up? Who's going to break the zone? Who's going to take it upon themselves to try something and get in the lane? The first person I saw do it was halfway through the second quarter was Furkan Korkmaz, and I was like, wow, the first person, the first player on the team that stepped up and tried to penetrate the zone was Furkan Korkmaz. You know, the zone really kills us. It turns into a stand-around game. It turns into just a stale offense where we try our best to swing the ball around the perimeter, but we don't swing the ball fast enough. We don't have good enough shooters in general to deal with that. And there was a lot of questionable calls in the first half, but I don't think they affected the game that much. I really think the zone defense is what won the game, especially in the second quarter. We got outscored 30-15. Anthony Hands, Tobias Harris literally demands the ball, shoots bad shots, then doesn't get back in transition after he misses because he's arguing with the Tobias Harris was awful most of this game. A couple of big plays in the fourth quarter that was like, wow, I've been talking trash on Twitter about Tobias this whole game, and now he's going to bring us back and win the game in the fourth. I would have been happy. I'll always be happy to be wrong about somebody. But it's hard to be wrong about Tobias at this point. He is what he is. Everybody knows what he is. He's just, man. And he got booed again tonight by Philadelphia fans. I was waiting for him to clap back. I was waiting for him to do his little don't effing clap thing. But I think he's embracing it now. I think he's like, oh, I'm getting booed again. I mean, I suck every night. They're gonna boo me. There's nothing I can do about it. Clapping back at him isn't gonna help. So he didn't do that tonight, but he got booed because missed a couple easy shots, some horrible turnovers. That's when the booing started in the second quarter, was on 2 turnovers in a row, just lackluster with the ball. Seth Curry had a couple of bad turnovers in the second quarter too. They were just lazy. I saw one play, speaking of Seth Curry, I saw a play where he's coming around the baseline on a baseline screen, pin down screen, whatever the technical term is for it, and he's just kind of jogging along the baseline and jogs around the screen, barely gets the ball, and then throws a really weak pass that gets tipped, and then the Hornets get a fast break. Why do we play like this? Why are we so just, what's the word I'm looking for? I know we're physically slow. I know we're one of the most unathletic teams in the NBA is outside of Joel Embiid, but why do we play so nonchalant, jog around screens, throw lazy passes? What's the common denominator when a team's doing that? It's got to be coaching, right? It's got to be what you go through in practice, right? It's got to be your mindset going into a game, right? It's got to be the lack of a coach firing up a team in the locker room before they go out on the floor. And the first thing Doc Rivers said in his post-game press conference today was, not the first thing he said, but the thing that stood out to me, he just kept saying the Hornets outplayed us. You know, they outplayed us. They played harder than us. And then he said, we were flat tonight. That happens. That happens. This is what I hate about Doc Rivers. Why does Doc Rivers show no accountability at all? Why is he so, adamant about defending or making it okay? Like when they barely beat the Houston Rockets a couple weeks ago, or who was it? Some trash team. And Keith Pompey asked him about it, and he defended and said it's not a win is a win, and no, it's not. What is it about him that's like he can't just sit up there and say, we were trash, I got to have my guys better prepared to play an NBA basketball game? No, he sits up there and says, we were flat tonight. That happens. That happens. It seems to happen a lot more with this team than any other team in the NBA, Doc Rivers. Oh, man. Wow. But realistically, the Charlotte Hornets have a lot more ball handling, shooting type of players than we have, a lot more combo players that can dribble, pass, and shoot, the thing that this team's been missing forever. You look at Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, Lamelo Ball, Miles Bridges had some huge plays down the stretch, a big three down the stretch, a big finish over Joel Embiid. Too many guys. Who did that? Hey, Doc Rivers with the $100 donation. Here's your accountability. Start counting the cash and leave me alone. Glad you're back, brother. Hey, thank you for that, man. Thank you for supporting the channel. I don't know who you actually are. I don't think you're actually Doc Rivers. But there you go, man. Top super chatter, Doc Rivers. There he is, man. Hey, thank you for that. Much appreciated. But I'm still going to slander you to death, Doc, okay? Now, where was I? They got a lot of players that can dribble, pass, and shoot, and we don't. And like I said, Miles Bridges made some big plays down the stretch, a big finish over Joel Embiid. You get Gordon Hayward dropping 30 on you. That's the thing about a team like the Hornets, or a team like most teams in the NBA, aside from the Philadelphia 76ers. We are the Philadelphia Embiid. Shout out to Romp 2.0. He's also in the chat. Said, release Tobias Harris. Great defensive game plan by a real coach on the Hornets. Doc had no clue how to adjust. He had no clue how to adjust. He doesn't ever know how to adjust. He kind of never adjusts anything at all. But yeah, we were the Philadelphia Embiids tonight. Joel Embiid's out there trying to do absolutely everything. He has no help. He has no supporting cast. He has no players around him that seem to be able to step up when you need him to step up. When the zone is happening and Joel starts to struggle, not even really that he's struggling in this game too much. He dropped 31 again. 8th consecutive 30-point game for Joel Embiid, tying the franchise record held by Allen Iverson and Wilt Chamberlain. Shout out to Joel Embiid. He will probably go down as the best Philadelphia 76er basketball player of all time when it's all said and done, especially if he can get a ring before his career's over. Yeah, he's out there trying to do everything, and you're saying, okay, who's going to step up? But when you look at this roster, who's that player? You know, we don't even have a Gordon Hayward. We don't have a guy that can go drop 30. Tobias Harris gave us another 17. You know, we just don't have a guy that can go drop 30. Unless Furkan Korkmaz has one of those ridiculously hot nights. He's not that guy. Who else? You know, you don't. Tyrese Maxey can get buckets here and there, but he's 21 years old. He's too inexperienced. Like I said, he had a big first quarter and then completely fell off. We just don't have that kind of talent on the roster when it comes to a team that plays good defense. The Hornets played good defense tonight, took us out of our element, and nobody could step up. Gordon Hayward, 30 points. Miles Bridges, 21 points. Terry Rozier, 22 points. LaMelo Ball had a horrible shooting night, 5 for 16. He was 0 for 8 from 3 and still dropped 13 points and 8 assists and was a plus 18. I guess I got to agree with Doc Rivers. They were flat. It happens. It shouldn't happen. Great comment, Chris O. Hey, Doc, play Isaiah Joe a lot more. And I'm going to get into that because what I saw from Dan Burke in those 2 games that he took over was there was a lot more athletic, hustling kind of players on the floor. And it doesn't have to be some big name player, Doc. It doesn't have to be that. You know, we saw Miles Powell, Tobias Harris, the 2 super chats so far from Doc Rivers and Tobias Harris. So thank you guys for that. I would give you your money back if you would agree to play better and coach better. But yeah, we won 7 games in a row. We're not going to sit here and freak out about this, but we won. You know, we beat a lot of bad teams. We did upset the Brooklyn Nets. I'm going to look at the minutes and the rotations in that game. That's a game that I specifically want to look at because that was a Dan Burke game, and I'm interested to see who he played and when he played them that helped us upset the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, those games, we seem to have those no-name hustling kind of players on the floor. The hungry players, the players that aren't out there jogging around screens and throwing lazy passes. Charlie Brown. You know what I mean? When you're down 20 in the second quarter, or whatever we were down, when you're down, we got outscored 30-15 in the second quarter. We were down 20 at one point. I think it was somewhere in the third quarter. But when you're down there, why don't you just put a hustle kind of player in the game for some kind of spark? You know what I mean? Change it up. No, Doc Rivers, he runs the same 7 guys the entire time. And it's like he's so reluctant to put anybody in the game that isn't on that 7-man rotation. And I don't know why. You know, against who was it after the Brooklyn game? Who did we beat? We won 2 games in a row. The second game, Isaiah Joe had 21 minutes and had 18 points. And now we're back to no Isaiah Joe. No Isaiah Joe. Isaiah Joe got 6 minutes in this game. Only got 1 shot off. He was a +8 in those 6 minutes. But it's like, just why won't you play players that can dribble, pass, and shoot against a zone? Especially against a zone. Throw Miles Powell out there. If nobody's penetrating and nobody's breaking the zone, try something else. Nope. Brings Danny Green back in off of an injury. Matisse Thybulle had 15 minutes and gave you a goose egg. Oh, man. That's Doc for us, man. That's Doc for us. I don't even know what else to say about it. And then you talk about the end of the game. We make a little bit of a run. We got it down to 10 points. I think we had it down to 9 points at one time. And Doc's plan to break the zone is to play Joel Embiid and Andre Drummond together. Why? Why is that the plan? Why? Why? I don't understand it. It's not common sense. Tobias Harris, thanks for the donation. I'm awful. Take my money. I'll take your whole $180 million if you want to give it up. Doc again. Hey, Toby, don't be so hard on yourself. You're my. I don't know what you're doing or if this is the same player running all of those accounts, but that's hilarious. Driving lanes were wide open. We kept forcing threes. I agree, Romp. I don't understand Doc's rotations. And then you go Embiid, Drummond at the end of the game. The whole fourth quarter, basically, he goes Embiid, Harris, Embiid, and Drummond on the floor together. I mean, that's the opposite of what to do against a zone defense and against a team that has a bunch of players that can create from the perimeter. So, where else should we go, man? Embiid was cooking Plumlee in the beginning. Embiid, he's unstoppable. He was amazing. He's the step-back fadeaway 3, getting in the lane, not getting all the calls that he should have got. But, I want to be positive for a part of this stream. Joel Embiid with his 8th 30-point game in a row. He did it with ease against this team. It's depressing to watch him. It's depressing to watch him go out there and give it everything, diving on the floor again at the half-court line to prevent a backcourt, doing absolutely everything, playing offense, playing defense, bringing the ball up the floor, playing point guard, doing everything he can possibly do, and he just doesn't have any help. And, I don't know what we're going to do with the Ben Simmons situation, but hopefully something happens because Joel Embiid needs help. He needs help. Danny Green gave you 7 points in the beginning. Then he got hurt. He had an air ball. Then he put up one of the weakest layups I've ever seen in my life that got smacked off the backboard, and the crowd started booing. So, you picked a fight with Philly fans, Tobias Harris and Danny Green, because Tobias did the don't F and clap thing, and now the fans are going to boo him every chance they get. And then Danny Green comes out and has comments again about why the fans should be nicer to players, and now they're taking it out on him every chance they can too. So, we're out here booing our own players, but it's really because they're soft and they can't handle it, and they're not good. And the team, when you're down 20 points and you're getting your layup smacked off the backboard, fans are going to boo you. It just is what it is. We're very unathletic. We're very slow. When you look at just Seth Curry, Furkan Korkmaz, George Niang, Danny Green, I could name more. They're just very nobody's athletic, very slow. This roster needs help. When you play a team like the Houston Rockets and they're not good at playing a zone defense, or they're not good at executing what the Hornets executed in this game, we can run them out of the building just with Joel Embiid himself. But a strategy zone defense with a bunch of athletic players took us right out of our element, and there you have it. Because we don't have the athleticism or the ball handling and shooting to combat that, and we don't have a coach that's going to make any adjustments. Watching Danny Green and Tobias Harris makes me depressed. Now teams are just going to play this defense and limit Embiid. Yeah. That's the kryptonite, man. That's the kryptonite, the zone defense. We need players that can penetrate and score, or this team's going nowhere fast. Maybe Daryl Morey pulls it off on February 10th. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. If it goes past the trade deadline, I'm going to be absolutely out of my mind. I won't even know what else to say. Tobias Harris was awful again. Terrible defensive effort, and that's really when you get booed by these fans. It's not really just missing shots. It's the lack of effort. It's the slow jogging, not getting back on defense, throwing lazy passes. We get destroyed in the transition defense all the time, and then Doc just kind of says, we were flat. It happens. Once again, Seth Mraz, thank you for becoming a member. Lil Smokey, thank you for the donation. Who's your top 3 in the East? My top 3 teams in the East? Chicago, Milwaukee, and probably Miami. And we play Miami on play the Celtics Friday. We play Miami on Saturday. So that'll be interesting. Korkmaz was part of the run that we had. Korkmaz was like, without him, we probably would have got blown out. We probably would have lost this game by 20. Korkmaz hitting shots, getting behind the defense and beating the Hornets down the floor, taking some charges, just playing hard. But it's like when you're relying on Furkan Korkmaz to be a big part of your team, sorry, Romp, your roster's not good. So like I said, when Embiid's playing at this level that he's playing at, you can beat a lot of teams with any 4 NBA players around him, and you really can. But when you play a team that has a lot of athleticism like the Hornets and have a strategic defensive plan and can run a zone like that, you got to be able to break it, and the Sixers couldn't do it. We swing the ball slow. We stand around at the perimeter. The Tobias Harris bringing the ball up the floor, when's this going to stop? You know what I mean? Even with Tyrese Maxey on the floor, Tyrese at one point got the inbound and gave it to Tobias Harris so he could bring the ball up the floor and initiate the offense. When are we going to stop initiating offense with a slow power forward? You know what I mean? Like when? Like when are we going to? Doc said we're not a point guard oriented team. That's by choice, Doc. That's because you're not making us a point guard oriented team. You're making us run the team through a power forward in Tobias Harris. You're making Tobias Harris bring the ball up the floor and initiate the offense. It's terrible. And then your solution at the end of the game to break a zone is to play Joel Embiid and Andre Drummond at the same time. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Isaiah Joe with the donation. This has got to be either the same person doing all of these or you guys are funny. But hey, Coach Rivers, I heard you were here. I figured you didn't hear me after the game when I asked how to get more playing time. Can we chat after this? I don't understand it. I do not understand it because we can go back to what game was it? Monday, January 10th against the Rockets when we beat them by 20. The week before that, when Dan Burke was coaching, I might as well go back to it now. If I can go back that far on NBA.com, I don't know. It's easier to do on the app right here. I'm going to go back to that and look at the minutes and the rotations that Dan Burke had. Spurs, let's see, Wednesday, Magic, Rockets, and I think Saturday night was the Nets? No, Friday night was the Nets. When did we play the Nets? When did we upset the Nets? Was it before New Year's Eve? Magic, Spurs, Grizzlies. Time's really flying that much? It was before New Year's Eve? Wow. Yeah, Thursday, December 30th against the Nets. Here's the rotations. 110 to 102. You had 33 minutes for Tyrese Maxey. He had 18 shot attempts and 25 points. We were actually limited players when we beat the Nets. That's actually crazy. What was the next game? Where was the game where Isaiah Joe had 21 minutes? That was the very next game, right? January 3rd against the Rockets. There it is. January 3rd against the Rockets. You had 21 minutes from Isaiah Joe, 20 minutes from Shake Milton. So Shake Milton being out hurts us too when we don't have any ball handling guards. I just don't understand Doc's rotations, man. I don't at all. We'll look better when we get Shake back because we don't have any ball handling guards off the bench. But Seth, thank you for the donation. You stink, Glenn, and bias JoJo and drum Glenn. Really? Yeah, I don't know. It's because he ran that last game or the game before, and it brought us back. But that wasn't against the Charlotte Hornets zone defense. That was against I forget who. But now he's going to be obsessed with it. Yeah, hit the like button, everybody. 121 people in here. Thanks for coming in. We'll take some calls at some point. Maybe right now. Why not? So what had come out recently today that Ben Simmons is ready to play for anybody but the 76ers. Ben Simmons is ready to play. All he needs is some conditioning, and he's ready to play for anybody but the 76ers. Rich Paul met with Elton Brand and Daryl Morey today. I don't know why Elton Brand is there, but I guess the ownership is still including him in the general manager's office. Should just be Daryl Morey by himself, but Taz Journey says I hate Shake. What's the hate about Shake? I mean, he comes off the bench and does his thing. He's not a superstar, but not a whole lot to hate about him. His handles are not dazzling anybody. I don't think anybody said his handles are dazzling anybody. I think he's just a guy that can penetrate and get a bucket off the bench. I mean, look at this roster. It's not like, yeah, if we had better players than Shake Milton, he probably wouldn't even get any time. But we don't, especially off the bench. He's the only point guard we have off the bench. Ben Bin said that. Yeah, now he's ready to play, though. He's ready to play. It's not news. Woj tweeted something today. Ben Simmons prefers a trade to Dallas. Why do we care what he prefers? You know what I mean? NBA rumors. Ben Simmons prefers a trade to the Dallas Mavericks. Joining superstar Luka Doncic. Luka's like a 30% three-point shooter. I don't know if that's a good combination. If Simmons could buy into a Draymond Green-like power forward, he could be the missing piece the Mavs have looking forward to throw. Like I said in the stream last night, other teams are going to talk themselves in to trading for Ben Simmons. They're going to talk themselves into it. A trade is going to happen because teams are going to talk themselves into a Ben Simmons trade because teams are going to be underperforming like the Kings or the Mavs or whoever else. I don't even know the Mavs record right now. But teams are going to be underperforming. They're going to talk themselves into a Ben Simmons trade. It's going to happen. I don't know about the Mavericks, though. What can we get back from the Mavericks? I don't want, people are talking about Kristaps Porzingis. Stop it. Stop it. Clearly, and tonight was another example, clearly, you need ball-handling guards on this team. And I get so jealous when I watch teams like the Hornets who have Terry Rozier and Lamelo Ball and Gordon Hayward and Miles Bridges and whoever else can get a bucket. And we're out here swinging the ball around, standing around, looking at each other like who's going to dribble, who's going to try to penetrate. Nobody? Okay. Just take a bad shot then. Faust out loud. Where'd you get that Sixers beanie? I don't remember, honestly. I buy hats all over the place, man. I mostly get them from the store called Lids in the mall, but I don't even know if it's there anymore, to be honest with you. Jalen Brunson and Tim Hardaway Jr. If we end up with just role players, I got a yes or no question for the chat, okay? Yes or no question for the chat. If we end up with just role players, like no blockbuster, Bradley Beal, no four-team, Jaylen Brown, nothing like that goes down, and we end up with Tim Hardaway Jr. and draft picks or something like that, is that a W or an L for this team? Because this is why people think Ben's not going to get traded. Because Daryl Morey, I agree. Somebody said W. W because our role players suck and are inconsistent. Not wrong. Biggest L on the planet, Jake Firestone says. Major L. Taz says to get rid of Ben, I'd take anything. The thing is, you want to try to win a championship with Joel Embiid in his prime, right? That's why we're in this situation. That's why Daryl Morey's waiting for so long, because if you just get role players, you might improve your bench. You might improve the team a little bit, but does that put you in championship contention? And that's why he's waiting this long. And that's why it's a little bit scary, especially with my friends Romp and RB, especially RB telling me he doesn't think Ben's going to get traded this year at all. It would be absolutely insane for Daryl Morey to sit there and pass the trade deadline and just keep Ben Simmons sitting out. I can't figure this out. I can't. I need you guys to help me figure it out. If you want to talk about the game, talk about Joel Embiid's 8th 30-point game in a row. How great is he? That's a question we can talk about to have a little bit of positivity. Can Joel Embiid be the greatest Philadelphia 76er of all time? And are the 76ers always going to have trouble with a team with athletic guards that play a zone defense? That's the question. There's the number. I'll read some more comments. Thoughts on Danny Red? Danny Red? Is that supposed to be Danny Green, but he's red because he can't make anything? Or is Danny Red a player that I don't know of? Shout out to all the members in the chat. I like to see the member badges up there. We got a goal in the bottom of the screen, 5 members. I don't know what we're going to do when we hit 5, but every time we hit 5 new members, we're going to do something. You guys can think of, I don't know, what we should do. By the way, the membership tiers have changed. There's only one membership tier now. It's $4.99 a month. And I want to let you guys know it is $5 a month. You get the membership badge. I got custom emotes that I'm having somebody create that are going to be hilarious. And when we hit 100 members, I think we're at 30, channels at 30 some right now. When we hit 100 members, we're going to start doing members-only live stream once a week where I will bring you guys on the show. We'll do it on StreamYard with the link, and you can pop up, and we can have a whole conversation. We can have 10, 12 people on the screen having a whole conversation. That's going to be the members-only live streams. When we hit 100 members, we're going to start doing that. And probably once a week, I'll have a bonus just video that I'll put out that'll be members only. So who knows what I'm going to talk about in those videos, but I feel like I can be a little bit less censored than I am on YouTube in the members only videos. So if you want to join that, $5 a month, you spent more than that at Starbucks this morning, and you'll be able to get you'll get all the badges, you'll get all the custom emotes, and you will get access to the members-only live stream once we hit 100 members. Shout out to we got a Woes bomb. We got a Woes bomb in the chat. Breaking: Ben Simmons releases his top 3 fears: big chicks, wide open layups, and Philly fans. Hashtag Woes bomb. So there was a photo that surfaced of Ben Simmons the other day, and it's just, I don't know what this dude's doing, man. He's really choosing not to play basketball. Yeah, that's the craziest thing in the world to me. He's really choosing not to play basketball. I just don't even get it. Members only sounds dope, and no one else does stuff like that. Yeah, man, I want to give people. I want to give you, that's why I changed it to 1 tier, because I don't really have that much free time to like do a whole bunch of extra stuff, but if you're paying $5 a month, I want to give you something, you know what I mean? I think a members only live stream would be pretty sweet. King AB215, what's up? Super Bowl predictions. I mean, I don't really care when the Eagles aren't contenders. I don't really pay that much attention, to be honest with you. I'll go Tom Brady again because he's gonna smoke the Eagles on Sunday. Who should I pick from the other side? I don't know. The Bucs are probably gonna win it again because I don't know. Tom Brady can't lose. He wins it all the time. The dude ain't mentally prepared to play basketball for $30 million, but he's mentally prepared for marriage. Great comment right there, man. Great comment right there. Jalen Hurts over Tom Brady? Yeah, okay. Can you make a shirt that has something like "Get rid of Danny" something? Something. Let me read that again. Can you make a shirt that has something like "Get rid of Danny" something dope like the Maxi Taxi t-shirt? Well, the trade deadline's coming up, so my luck, I'd make a t-shirt and man will get traded before we even put the shirt out. You know what I mean? If you want to play 2 bigs, at least put Paul Reed in. Exactly. You're playing Joel with Andre Drummond. I mean, or put Charles Bassey in there. You know, put somebody that can shoot the ball in there. Put somebody that can stretch the floor a little bit. Like, what? Ramon in the chat with the custom emotes. I made those emotes myself. Nobody actually uses those, but I'm getting other ones made that are going to be better. But that's my face in the chat. That's pretty cool. Danny Green to the Lakers. Danny Green to retirement. That's where we're going with this. Danny Green to retirement. What else, man? What else? There's the custom emotes in the chat. Check it out. I forgot all about those old ones that I made. Kate Scott replied to me on Instagram. Did you guys know that? I said it on Twitter, but after last game when I was roasting Kate Scott on the post game live, somebody sent a clip of the video to her on Instagram. I didn't know she has on Instagram. And she replied on the Instagram post. Kate Scott replied, "You can't see it, it's blurry." That's Kate Scott with her blue check mark. And she said, "LOL, amazing." Allah and I looked at each other after I said that last quote and quietly died inside. I'm glad someone noticed. Very proud of him for keeping it together. When you talk for a living, sometimes things slip out and all you can do is keep rolling. Thanks for the laughs. Happy Tuesday and go Sixers. Shout out to Kate Scott, man. I roasted the hell out of her and she laughed about it and thanked me on Instagram. I don't think she watched the whole stream though, because now I feel bad. Because now me and Kate Scott are friends, so now I can't say anything bad about her. But I was listening to RB instead of the broadcast tonight, so maybe that's why. Cowboys all the way. Chris O, we got a Cowboy fan in the chat. Oh, boo. Boo's in the chat. Boo's. Everybody boo the Cowboys fan. Boo. Dark Horse NBA Finals, Grizzlies versus Bulls. I can't see the Grizzlies going to the NBA Finals. They're playing crazy right now. They just beat the Warriors last night. Ja Morant's on a tear. Still a young team though. I'm not gonna say the Grizzlies are gonna go to the finals. They'll make some noise. Philly Mike in the chat. What's up, Philly Mike? I had a segment yesterday or 2 days ago on the stream after the game, and I said Kate Scott's quotes of the night because she said some really questionable things on the broadcast accidentally. And the last one she said was, "It's good to have a nice lead like this in case you want to give some guys a blow." And somebody sent that clip of me saying that and laughing at her to her on Instagram, and she replied to the post and laughed and thanked me. So that was pretty cool. Somebody thought it was like a big time, like, oh my God, that's so crazy. But I'm like, how much interaction does Kate Scott really get on Instagram? I mean, yeah, she's verified, but it's not like a big time celebrity. She was happy somebody sent her something. Oh, man. As a Niner fan, I hope we can handle the Cowgirls for you Sunday. Yeah, I hope the Niners beat the Cowboys. That'd be great. I want the Cowboys to lose more than I want the Eagles to win. The Eagles. Tom Brady's going to pick us apart with his eyes closed. It just is what it is. Right, Mike? It's the second to least sacked quarterback in the league against the second worst sacking defense in the league. Tom Brady's going to have a field day. Damn, I did kind of roast her, didn't I? Damn, we're friends now. I got to stop roasting Kate Scott, man. We're friends. She knows who I am. She might pop in the live stream chat one time, man. Freudian slip. Yeah, Drummond is beautiful. She said that too. Andre Drummond is just beautiful. When it comes to rebounding, she said. Mike doesn't want to hear that Tom Brady's going to pick us apart on Sunday. But it's good that the Eagles won. I mean, it's good that they got to the playoffs. That's an improvement. That's better than I thought they were going to be. Definitely better than I thought they were going to be. What else we got here, man? What's today? January 12th. Houston's beating San Antonio. Cleveland's beating the Utah Jazz. Frauds. But Rudy Gobert has COVID. Brooklyn's playing Chicago right now on ESPN. I'm probably going to get out of here in a couple minutes and go watch that because that's a good game to watch. Brooklyn versus Chicago. Does Brooklyn have all their healthy lineup? They got Kyrie and Durant playing. I think Harden's still injured. Harden's always injured. That's why we don't want James Harden up in here. Which, by the way, the Brian Windhorst thing, you know what I mean? The 76ers could try to unload Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons to clear space for James Harden. How many years are we going to say that in a row? Why does everything come back to James Harden? I don't want James Harden. He's past his prime. He does not take care of his body, and he's injured every season now. Nobody's clearing up cap space to sign James Harden. And why is it Brian Windhorst? Just because some guy who looks like Jonah Hill's foster brother says something on ESPN because it doesn't make it a source of information. It's just him saying something. I could say the same thing. I could say the Memphis Grizzlies might trade Ja Morant to clear up cap space to sign whoever else. Anybody could say something like that. And we all know Brian Windhorst works for Clutch Sports. He was angry when Ben Simmons first started getting fined. He gave it away. He works for Rich Paul. Rich Paul was in attendance today too, at the Sixers game, which is funny. Why would Rich Paul go to a Sixers home game? And apparently a fan yelled at him, "Hey, Rich, get Ben Simmons out of Philly." He's trying to get Ben Simmons out of Philly. He's been trying to get Ben Simmons out of Philly. The problem is Ben Simmons' trade value, which is not a whole lot. Harden's on the last year of his deal. You're trading for a rental. Yeah, nobody's... I don't think Daryl Morey's as obsessed with James Harden as everybody thinks he is. I really don't. I don't think so. He wouldn't give JoJo the ball enough. No, if you watch him play in Brooklyn this year, he's not selfish at all. He's actually like taking a back seat to Kevin Durant. He's playing point guard. Part of it's because he's, his athleticism's declining, and it's easier for him then to take a back seat and just pass the ball around. Morey's overrated. We got a Morey's overrated in the chat. There's a lot riding on February 10th, man. There's a lot riding on it. Because, it's frustrating to try to talk about a basketball team that you don't think can win anything. Joel Embiid's an absolute superstar. But when you look at the rest of the roster and what they look like against a good team like the Charlotte Hornets tonight, they need more. So if it goes past the trade deadline, it's just, sucks. I don't want to do that. Harden never had athleticism. What? Come on, man. Go watch a highlight tape of the OKC Harden, man, or right when he got to Houston. Like, what? Man was crazy athletic. He wasn't always fat James Harden, bro. What do you think will happen on February 11th and Simmons isn't traded? Does Morey keep his job? Bro. Jameer Clark, you said it 11 months ago. Yeah, are you the one that commented today on that video? I deleted a whole bunch of videos because of the copyright thing, but one of them that's the last one before all the ones I deleted was 11 months ago, and it said, Ben Simmons' trade value is declining. That was 11 months ago. RB and Romp in the chat. What's up, my guys? I'll take Harden if the contract is reasonable and Tobias is gone and we get a Harrison Barnes or somebody. Yeah, if you get another scorer, I guess. But look, is Harden on the floor tonight? No, because he's injured again. Was he on the floor last year in the playoffs? No. Got injured. He's always going to be injured now. RB, do you like the two big man lineup? I think it's terrible. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Why are we doing this? Doc did it one time a couple games ago. Now he's going to get obsessed with it. It's stupid. The obvious formula is putting guards around Joel Embiid, not Joel Embiid and Andre Drummond. It's ridiculous. I don't know, man. The main reason we lost this game was we got no production from anybody outside of Joel Embiid. You know, Maxey was hot in the beginning of the game. I thought he was going to have a day, and then he just fell off. He became really passive. That's what's annoying when you watch this, when a Hornets team like this plays a zone defense, and we have guys that don't want to shoot it. You know what I mean? A friend of mine said on Twitter, Wentz, I don't know if you're in here, man, but he said on Twitter, Seth Curry's one of the most reluctant, great shooters in the history of the game. He passes up threes all the time. Why? We need somebody to shoot the ball. Imagine if Doc plays Harris, Embiid, Reed, Bassey, and Drummond lineup. I don't put it past him, man. VR Heem, I think we're going to end up with Ingram. What makes you think that? What makes you think the Pelicans would trade us Brandon Ingram? Let me ask you this. Pretend you are the New Orleans Pelicans. Would you trade Brandon Ingram for Ben Simmons? Yes or no? People saw what happened in 2019 and actually won us with two centers on the floor. Drummond is like having 25 next to Joe, can't shoot and can't hit free throws. RB, I said the same thing when that happened because Doc was using him the same way he used Ben Simmons, with the high-low, with Embiid at the free throw line, dumping the ball under to Drummond underneath, the two big man high-low, and then Drummond gets fouled because, the guy can't shoot a free throw. All you got to do is foul him. So then he's at the free throw line, and I'm like, oh, my God, this is Ben Simmons. We just ran a high-low. They intentionally fouled him because he can't make a free throw. Why would you want that? That's just ridiculous. Yeah, no, you can't put Ben Simmons and Zion on the floor together. And Zion comes, even if, I don't know if Zion even comes back. Doc Rivers, Brett Brown's twin. They're pretty close, man. I just hate that he sat up there and said, we were flat tonight. It happens. It happens. I hate that he said that. I hate how passive he is in press conferences. I hate how he acts like it's okay. Like when you barely beat a terrible team missing three of their best players. A win is a win, you know. The NBA, everybody's good. It's fine. He always sounds like he just wants to get the press conference over with because he doesn't care. And, you know, when the team comes out flat and they look like they have no energy and they're jogging around and they're throwing lazy passes and having terrible turnovers and they end up down by 20, it starts with coaching. You know? Can you picture Doc Rivers firing this group of guys up before a game? I just can't. He's so lethargic when he talks. Like, what does he say before a game? All right, guys, we need to go out there and be aggressive, swing the ball, play fast, play hard. All right? And then he waddles over to the bench. I don't know. I'm over it. William Hind, what's up, man? Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being in the chat. If we don't win with Joel, we might not be a contender for years. Wouldn't that be a way to go down? That would be depressing. If all this goes by, we don't win, and we end up right back in a rebuild process era. Yuck. Yuck. Three-team trade. Sixers get Ingram. Pelicans get De'Aaron Fox. Kings get Simmons. Boom. Done. I like that. I like that. I don't know if the Pelicans really feel like trading Brandon Ingram for De'Aaron Fox does anything for him, though. You know what I mean? What is it that made people start talking about Brandon Ingram? Is there rumors that he's going to get traded? Is there rumors that he's frustrated and unhappy? What is it? You know, because I feel like it would have to be something like that for Brandon Ingram to get traded. They're not just going to trade him for no reason. I don't know what else to say. Lakers are up 5 on the Kings right now. Boston beat the Pacers. Washington beat Orlando. Miami. Can't see the score on the Miami game. Miami beat Atlanta by like 100. Cleveland's up 20 on Utah. Where are the standings at? So sad seeing 25 sabotage Embiid's career. It is sad, man. How did we allow this? How did we allow this? Like, the Ben Simmons really refused to improve his game to the point where Joel Embiid had to adapt his game to accommodate Ben Simmons for 5 years. And after those 5 years of Joel Embiid accommodating him, not telling him to shoot, being nice to him, not talking trash to him, not slapping him in the face like he should have, Ben quits. And then he comes out, tells people the reason he quit is because Joel Embiid's play style doesn't fit what he needs. Are you kidding me right now? Seth, thank you for the super chat. He wants to go golf, DJ. He don't care about ball. I agree. Doc doesn't care. But again, this ownership doesn't know anything. So they're not going to fire him. They hired Brett Brown, for God's sake. Then they realized, oh, crap, we need a veteran coach, and they heard the name Doc Rivers, and they said, oh, look, we got Doc Rivers. It's all good now. The fans are going to shut up. Nobody's going to be mad because we got a veteran coach who has a championship on his record. I don't know. I say we all protest outside Ben's house. If it goes past the trade deadline, I'm organizing a protest in front of the Wells Fargo Center. I'm serious. Dead serious. Organizing a protest in front of the Wells Fargo Center if this goes past the trade deadline. Elijah, I don't know. It was reported by Shams yesterday that the Sixers are no longer fining Ben Simmons because he's cooperating and he's participating in team activities, whatever that means. I don't know if it was because of the teams that we played, but when Dan was the head coach, we played great defense. Yeah. Dan Burke's a defensive coach. The team looked great for those 2 games. Doc comes back, and it's the same old, man. Same old, same old. So we are 23-17. We're in the 5th seed in the East. The Cavs are catching up to us, actually. That's actually interesting. And they're up by 20 right now, guys. Which means we're about to be a half game. No, that would make the Cavs 24-18 and us. We're about to be tied with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Wow. We're about to be tied with the Cleveland Cavaliers for the 6th seed in the East. Charlotte Hornets aren't far behind at 23-19. If we mess around, we could actually fall to the 7th seed in the East. Wow. And the Ben fanboys are going to be coming out hard. But hopefully tonight was just one of those nights, man. We won 7 games in a row. Came up short tonight. Looked flat. Nobody could really step up outside of Joel dominating. So we'll see what we look like Friday against the Boston Celtics. Hopefully we get it back together on Friday. And then we got Miami on Saturday. And that's that, man. That's all I got on this game. Thank you guys for coming through. Thank you, everybody that donated to the channel. Thank you, everybody that became a member. Don't forget, when we hit 100 members, we're going to start members-only live streams. $5 a month. You spent more than that at Starbucks this morning. Thanks for coming through. My name is DJ Eastwood. This is Run It Back Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, and I don't need your mother intro. Peace.